Welcome to The Right Seat, Company Officer Development Beyond the Textbook. I'm Chris Niebling.
The Right Seat, a volunteer perspective, is dedicated to the unique leadership perspective of the volunteer fire service. I'm Dave Casey.
We call this video series The Right Seat because the person in that seat, career or volunteer, has many decisions to make at an emergency that can truly be life or death.
Through our own experience as volunteer and career fire officers, we have developed a series of vignettes designed to create a discussion on how to handle a wide variety of problems or scenarios a volunteer fire officer must face.
We have gathered input from volunteer officers from around the country to provide an even wider basis of input and considerations that you can use in your fire department. I am a volunteer fire officer in New Jersey now, and Dave has 25 years of volunteer experience from Florida. We will introduce each scenario and give you a little background, and then you will see the vignette. You can then pause the video and either in class environment or by yourself or in a small group, discuss how you would handle what has been portrayed. Then you get to see and hear the kitchen table debrief by our panel and get their input into what the officer needs to do. After each, we will have a bullet list of the most important points for you.
Welcome to The Right Seat, a volunteer perspective. Your station just responded to a fire alarm. There was a problem at the station with one of your members before the engine responded. The engine is returning right now.
Hey guys, we were gearing up for a call and one of my volunteers was gearing up and he smelled like a tavern floor. I told him he couldn't go and that he had to wait here until I got back. He was mad. Well, now we're back and he's nowhere to be found.
So it seems like we have a PO'd firefighter, that may be under the influence, that's responded to the station. The question is what do you do now?
Well, the immediate concern is if there's more calls. We have to find out what his status is.
I would agree with that. Mike, you had a situation up your way, didn't you? Or you had a story about something similar?
Well, I think there's a lot of stories in the fire service, unfortunately, about alcohol in the fire service. And I think one of the things that we have to do immediately is find out where this person is. And that way we can make sure that he is safe and the community at large is safe. So we have to assign members to go out and find him. If he's home, let him be till tomorrow. We'll address it tomorrow. But he could be out at the tavern, he could be driving, and morally you're responsible to find out if this person, you think they're intoxicated. You can't let them on the road in your community.
Well, that brings up a good point about the moral side of things. Besides whatever the department's policy is, you have a moral issue. But now what do you do in the event of, in between, from the time that you came back, say from the station or from that call, and before you can go and find him, tones go off and he or she shows up on the next call? all right, in their personal vehicle. Then what happens?
At that point, you have to pull him off to the side and not let him be an issue on your scene. Trying to discuss it with him while he's been drinking is probably not going to be a good idea, because he may not remember what you're talking about, and may be combative and possibly make a big scene on your scene. So pull him off to the side and get him home safely.
You might have to take one of his friends, someone he's close to in that department, and give up a volunteer firefighter, which is a very, very tough thing to do.
That is hard.
But to pull somebody off to take care of him, because you cannot morally let this person go back out. If you're not letting him go on a call and he's going to get back in his car and try to drive home because he's pissed, you know, one of the volunteer firemen's mother, their father, their wife, their kids could be on the road, and this guy's a danger. So you have to be willing to have an idea of what you are going to do to this person. And you have to commit to the safety of your department and to your community at large.
Right, right.
You know, the unknown here is we don't know where he is. The officer said, stay here. She got back. He's not there. So we don't know. He may have taken the right route, got a ride home, but it's just the unknown. And we don't know if there's another call, will he show up? Or is he out and about in a dangerous way? So we don't know. And I think that's one of the first things we have to find out is we have to find him.
I agree. And I think it definitely, as the officer, you have a duty to act. And you have to find the individual, all right, and to make sure that he does not respond back out.
And I think there are departments out there that are being very, very, very progressive in this area. And a department I was with a while back doing some training, they had members of their department trained in the blood alcohol, the breathalyzer. And what they did is any member of the department has a right to call anybody of the department out and have them do a witnessed, supervised test. So there have to be at least 2 members, and the member being, and anybody can call you out, and that person then has to blow into it. If you blow a 0.04 blood alcohol content, you're suspended for 60 days. 0.08, you're suspended for a year. And that is being very, very progressive and being very upfront. And policy. It works very, very well for that department.
Something to consider.
And at the very least, go over the department's policy on maybe it's a 0 tolerance, or it should be a 0 tolerance for responding POV to the station or to a call on the alcohol policy with everybody.
All right. Good points. Very good.